welcome to Fleadh Tunes for the Fiddle. Through these lessons we're going to go through different types of tunes like jigs, hornpipes, reels and a couple of slow airs. And through the tunes we're going to work on some ornamentation, we're going to look at some bowing techniques, making sure that your general technique is still okay, and we're also going to add in some variations to the tunes second time round. Okay, now these lessons are not just for the Fleadh goers. They're good tunes which suit the fiddle, so anybody interested in learning some fiddle tunes, this is definitely your lessons. So what we'll do is we'll start off with a little jig. It's called the Gallant Boys of Tipperary. I'll play it through for you twice. Now the first time round I'll play it with the ornamentation. The second time round the ornamentation plus I will add in some variation. Okay, so here we go. Break the tune down phrase by phrase. So we're going to start with the first part. So I'll play through the first part again for you nice and slowly and then we'll run it through phrase by phrase. Okay, so the first phrase. Okay, let me break that down a little bit more, just with the ornamentation. Now what I'm doing there is I'm doing a half roll on the B, okay? So, or other people call it a short roll. So short roll or half roll, okay? So what I'm doing is, now if you think of your full roll, so a B full roll is, so you have your B, your cut, and another cut. So, or some people call that a flick. So B, flick, cut, B, okay? So, okay, so that's your full roll. Now, when you go to do a short roll, you just literally cut off the first B. So you're just doing the flick and the cut. So it's, when you're doing a B roll, you're actually starting the note above. So you're doing C, B, A, B. C, B, A, B. But the C, B is a cut, so you're not really hearing it, okay? So it's the flick, so flick and a cut, flick and a cut, okay? So it's, some people call that a cut as well, so whichever you want to call it, it's the same thing. So you just, so you're cutting onto the B and cutting below the B. Okay, so you just need to build the speed up on that. Okay, so practice all of your half rolls like that. Practice them in isolation first and then start putting them into tunes, okay? So the value of where you put your half notes into is where you have crotchets. Now before, whenever you're putting in full rolls, it's a dotted crotchet where you're putting it in, or 3 quavers, a group of 3 quavers. But for your half note, for your half rolls, you have to fit them in just to a crotchet, just 1 crotchet. So you've got 2 quavers there, okay? So it's a long note. So that's where you're fitting in your half roll. Okay? So going back into the tune again then, so for the time being, if you just want to hold the B for now until you get used to the half rolls, or by all means do put it into the tune. So it's... Okay, so you see where the half B roll is going in there, and I'm doing a cut between the 2 A's. Now it's always important when you're bowing the cuts between with the 2 A's and the cut in between the 2 A's, it's all 1 bow stroke, so it's... Okay, and I'm using my 2nd finger there to cut, okay? See that? Okay, so 1 bow stroke and A with a cut in between them. So that phrase again. Again. And once more. Okay, right, 2nd phrase. Now, same thing again, we're doing a half note on the F. So it's exactly the same what we're doing on the B, only we're moving up to the string above. Okay, so it's again, it's the 1st finger, okay? So you're going... Okay, so you're cutting above and then cutting below. So it's G, F, E, F. And that's you have to build the speed up to there. So that phrase again then is... So you see there, again, I'm separating the 2 D's with a cut. And again, 1 bow stroke. Okay, so that phrase again. And I'm cutting the high F as we go up to the high F. Again, I'm cutting it with just the note above, I'm cutting it with the G. Okay, right, so that 2nd phrase again then is... Again. Once more. Okay, right, let's put those 2 phrases together. So from the top, remember in your B half roll, your high F half roll, and your cuts between your 2 A's and your 2 D's, and then your cut on your F then at the very end. So the 2 phrases from the top of the 1st part. Okay, right, the 3rd phrase of the 1st part is... Glad to know no ornamentation here. Try it again. Well, there is a bow triplet there. You see the E, F, G, the triplet there? So instead of just doing a legato triplet, doing them all with 1 bow, we're going to separate each of them and make it a bow triplet. Now, when you're doing that bow triplet, remember we were talking before about your previous lessons about having your wrist very, very relaxed, okay? And doing bow triplets is just having a little flick of your wrist, okay? So you're going... You see how relaxed my wrist is? I'm just going da-da-dum, 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 da-da-dum. Okay, it's your wrist that you really have to bow with, okay? So it's... Again, always practice that bowing in isolation, those bow triplets, and trying to really get that wrist nice and loose, okay? So that 3rd phrase, again, once more, from the beginning. Okay, and the last phrase of the first part is again. See there, I'm starting with a B cut. Do another B half roll. And the two A's at the end I'm separated with a cut. So it's again. Okay, right, and that's the first part. So let's run through that whole first part then from the top, nice and slowly with that ornamentation. Okay, so here we go.